live and everything is working. So I'm going to show you 5 expressions that you should be using at work if you want to sound more advanced, if you want to sound smart when speaking English at work. And hey, make sure to subscribe because I'm always posting different kinds of English lessons to help you on your journey to fluency. But here we go. Let's talk about expressions that you can use at work. Now, guys, this video is aimed at intermediate students, advanced students. If you're more like a beginner, this video is not going to be very helpful to you. And if you have suggestions of videos, let me know in the comments. But guys, first things first, before I show you the 5 expressions and I will show you how to use them, I will give you examples to help you better understand, because I could just give you the expressions. Actually, Google can do that, just give you the expressions. But I want to show you a little bit of contextualization. Now, keep in mind that fluency is communication. I teach my students in my academy that statement every time I'm talking to them, in every lesson, in every exercise. You don't need exaggeration. Balance versus exaggeration. And what is exaggeration? Exaggeration is supposed to mean, oh, I need to know many advanced expressions. I need to know everything. Actually, you don't. And many students who study alone spend too much time studying too much information, and they don't end up using the information they study because they go a little crazy. They get a little overwhelmed, a little under pressure because of exaggeration. So be careful about that, okay? You don't need to do much to impress people at work. If you speak clearly, at a good pace, if you have proper intonation, and if you put on a smile on your face, you will impress people much more. Of course, you need to make some small changes, and that will help people notice you and feel more comfortable speaking English to you. And the intention of this video is to show you that you don't need complicated expressions to sound smart. But that being said, the first one, if I may, and if I may say, there are variations. There's a variation here. If I may, or if I may say, okay? I really like this expression. I think it is very interesting, very sophisticated, very posh. It is formal, okay? Here on my channel, I like to make that clear that sometimes some expressions are a little formal. So watch out for that. If your work environment is more informal, then don't use this one, okay? So it is formal and respectful, and you're going to use this expression, if I may, in 3 really good situations. When you want to interrupt someone, and intonation is important, okay? If I may, I'd like to add something. This is actually the complete sentence. If you want to interrupt someone politely, if I may, I'd like to add something. Suppose you are at a meeting and everyone is talking about something important, and you have something to include, you want to say something. Instead of saying, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, can I say something? You can, which is obviously fine. It is fine to use those options. However, how about sounding smart and more advanced? If I may, I'd like to add something. Authority, bring it on. So interruption. You want to interrupt someone, you can go with that, okay? You don't need to say please, because if I may is already formal and respectful. So you don't need to say if I may, okay? Iranians, I do have that kind of course, but only private. I don't have open courses, just me and you, okay? You would have to send an email to me. But here we go. Number 2, the second situation you're going to use, if I may, is to ask a question, okay? So first we have interruption. Second, we have asking a question. Again, we can go back to meetings, job interviews. Maybe you're talking to your colleague and you want to sound more formal. Remember my name. Yeah, you're formal. If I may, why are we meeting this customer today? If I may, what is the deadline? Okay. If I may, what is the budget? If I may, what is the budget? And you do need a dramatic pause here. If I may, why are we letting this project go? Is there something wrong? Is there something we forgot along the way? Did we miss anything? So the dramatic pause, if you're asking a question, is important, okay? And remember, this is formal, so the rest of your question should be slightly formal too. You don't need to be extra formal, but just watch out to the level of formality. Offering an opinion, okay? And now when you're offering an opinion, that's when you typically add, if I may say so, okay? If I may say so. If I may would not be complete if you're just sharing an opinion, if you're offering an opinion. So in this case, you've canceled this meeting in advance, if I may say so. Oh, it's not you could have. I didn't read. I didn't see it. You could have canceled this meeting in advance, if I may say so. And the intonation is important. And here, when you're offering an opinion and you're using, if I may say so, it is a strong opinion. It is a serious opinion. It's a serious matter. So you're not just going to use this in any situation. Pay attention to the subject you're using, okay? English, I don't use Portuguese here, okay? This channel is for pre-intermediate and intermediate students. So offering an opinion with if I may say so, will need to be slightly more formal, and the intonation needs to correspond. You need to use a proper intonation. So you could have canceled this meeting in advance, if I may say so. If I may say so. If I may say so, I don't think this is the best way to go. If I may say so, I don't think this is a good idea. That customer is really delicate. We need to tackle this more slowly. Maybe we should add compliance and talk to them and think this through. So you see, you're sharing an opinion. It should be about something important. That's what I am trying to say, okay? Moving on, my friends. I would really appreciate it if, this is a good one, okay? I would really appreciate it if, and then you ask for the thing you would like the person to do, okay? Basically, you want someone to do something for you. You would really appreciate it. You really need that person to do that. You know, when you are at work and you need someone to do something for you, but you want to sound polite. You want to sound like, hey, it's your job, but hey, I would appreciate it if you did something. You did X, Y, and Z. So, hey, I would really appreciate it if you rescheduled this call because I'm swamped right now. I'm swamped. This is not extremely formal, okay? This is a nice one. So I don't think this is extremely formal, but it is nice. It brings a nicer tone. So here, I would be grateful. That's the idea. I would appreciate it if you reschedule this call. And then I continue by explaining that I am swamped. I am swamped with work. I'm very busy. That's the idea of swamped, okay? So I would really appreciate it if you canceled this meeting, if you rescheduled this meeting, because I can't right now. I'm very busy. I'm a little behind. So would that be okay? So this is a wonderful way for you to say that instead of, hey, could you cancel the meeting? Can you cancel the meeting? I'm too busy right now. So this would be a much better way to say it. It'll make you sound smarter. It'll make you stand out. I would really appreciate it if you send me those files. Hey, Jim. Sure. What's up? I would really appreciate it if you send those files. Yeah. The files we talked about yesterday. Exactly. Oh, thank you so much. Intonation is also important. If you have problems with intonation, you need proper training, okay? So this is something we can work on. I have my academy. You have the link in the description of this video. I have my one-on-one training, especially for students who need English at work. You need proper training so that you can speak more confidently, more fluently. So I know I can help. Let me know in the description of this video. You will find all the information you need. But let's move on. Can you bring me up to speed? Ah, yes, I like this one. Can you bring me up to speed means that there's a subject at work, a topic, a situation, something happened, and you don't know what's going on. You know a little, but you don't know enough. So you need to know more about it. So you ask someone to bring you up to speed, to help you catch up with the information, to help you know what's going on, to update what's going on, to help you stay updated, okay? Like a software, you need updates. So you ask someone to get you up to speed or bring you up to speed, okay? So whenever you need to know more information about a particular subject and you are at work, what can you say? Hey, Susie, Mary, Jack, I don't know, who's your colleague? What's his name? Imagine you're talking to your colleague right now. Hey, Peter, can you bring me up to speed on your meeting with this prospect? Or can you bring me up to speed with on the conversation you had with our manager about that project? You know, did we get the budget? Yes. Oh no, he cut back on the budget? I can't believe it. I cannot believe that. So can you bring me up to speed on the blah, 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 on the conversation you had with our manager, on your meeting with our prospect? These are all valid questions. So can you bring me up to speed on? So you ask someone to bring you up to speed on a particular matter that you need to know more about. You don't know enough. Maybe there is an update. Maybe there's something new you need to know. So instead of saying, hey, what happened? What happened there? Tell me, let me know. Which is fine, okay? They are fine options. But I want you to sound smart. I want you to sound more advanced. And I want you to subscribe. But anyway, here's another one. Get Peter up to speed on the project changes so they can send us a new estimate. So here I am telling someone, I'm asking someone, hey, Priscilla, get Peter up to speed on the project changes we're making because we need to have him send us a new estimate. So maybe he's a supplier. Think of Peter now as a supplier. He works for us, okay? And he is sending us an estimate on a particular product we need or on a service we need. So there was a change in our project. We made some changes. So now my boss asked me to get Peter up to speed on the project changes so that he can send us a new estimate, so that he can send us a new price because there were changes. So I'm gonna get him up to date on that particular matter. Okay, that's a very good one. And before I show you the next ones, make sure to subscribe to the channel and if possible, share. But I will be happy if you simply hit the like button. I appreciate it. I would appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Oh my goodness. And if you're interested, I have a study plan that will help students who study alone understand what they need to do to be more focused and to know how to use the internet in their favor. Because there are strategies you need to follow, even if you study alone. Actually, especially if you study alone. And if you need ideas on how to work on your English speaking alone, get my ebook on 20 speaking exercises you can do by yourself. Links in the description of this video, but let's keep rolling. Hey, can we push this meeting back? Can we push back this meeting to Thursday? I was gonna say Tuesday. So can we push back this meeting to Thursday? Here I am talking about meetings because this is very common. People have meetings every day at work. I don't know how many meetings you have a day, but I imagine you have some. Maybe meetings, maybe Zoom calls, you name it. But when I say, can we push back? And I remember I worked at Bank of America. And the first time I listened to this verb and I heard my boss, my American boss, using this exact question. I don't remember the day, of course, but I remember this question. Hey, can we push this back to, I don't know, whatever day? I was like, oh, that is so interesting. I didn't know. Okay, it was a long time ago. I didn't know. I was like, okay, that's nice. And basically, guys, when I say, can we push back? I'm not saying to return. I'm saying to postpone, okay? Maybe the meeting is today. Today is, I don't know when you're watching this, but today is Wednesday. And I can't today. So I call you and I say, hey, can we push back this meeting to Friday? To Friday. Can we push this back to Friday? Can we push this call to Friday? Can we push back this call to Friday? So can we postpone? Can we move this call to Friday? Can we postpone this call to Friday? Because today, Wednesday, I can't. something came up, something happened, and therefore I'm not able to be in this call because something happened and I can't, okay? So I haven't finished the quarter report yet. So can we push back our call to Monday? There you go. So I couldn't finish the report. I know we have a call to talk about it. So can we push that back to Monday? Because right now, if I talk to you, I don't have anything to show because I'm still behind, okay? And one more, I'll figure something out. Oh man, I love this one. And this is a very broad expression because there are so many ways we can use it, okay? But in a nutshell, when I say, I'll figure something out, you're gonna use this expression when you wanna say, you will find a solution to a problem. Even though right now you have no idea whatsoever of what to do, of what solution. You have no idea. But you don't want to say, oh, I don't know what to do. Because that's not what you should be saying. So instead of saying, oh no, I need to think. I don't know what to do. I need to think. I need time to think. Which is fine. You can say that. But if you want to sound more advanced, more polished, and even more confident when you face a situation, a problem, and you don't know what to do, instead of saying, oh, I don't know what to do, I need time, you can say, sure, I'll figure something out, okay? Let me get back to you. Actually, I even have another suggestion. So look at the example I have here. Our supplier won't be able to deliver this on time. What are we supposed to do? Find somebody else? Cancel? So maybe you're preparing for an event. Think about this. You have an event coming up, okay? And one of your suppliers won't be able to deliver a product for you on time. And you need their product, okay? You need their product, and your supplier called you and he said, hey, Priscilla, I'm so sorry to break it to you, but I won't be able to deliver it on time. What do we do? And then your secretary or your assistant or your colleague calls you to say, Priscilla, our supplier, he just said he won't deliver that on time. What are we going to do? Do we find somebody else? Do we cancel the event? Chill. Let me get back to you. I'll figure something out. I will think of something. This is also an idea, okay? Of course, you can be honest and you can say, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know what to do. But I would say, let me get back to you. I'll figure something out. Let me get back to you. I will figure something out. This would be a much better way to say you're going to find a solution, you're going to figure it out. And if you want more, I know I can help you with that. Check the link in the descriptions. But other than that, just share this video with a friend. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.